Assalamu alaikum. My name is Wasia Noreen and the topic assigned to me for presentation is RNA and its types. First of all, let's talk about the basic introduction of RNA. RNA stands for ribonucleic acid. It is a type of nucleic acid, and we know that nucleic acids are the building blocks of life. But wait, isn't it the DNA only the building block of life? The answer is that both DNA and RNA are important in maintaining life. The central dogma of molecular biology suggests that the DNA has all the information stored inside it in the nucleus, and the RNA is used to convert the information present on the DNA into certain proteins. If we look at this diagram, we can see that the DNA molecule has a double helical structure. It has two strands that are anti-parallel to each other. The information on the DNA is copied into the RNA through a process of transcription which takes place inside the nucleus. The RNA is then translated into amino acid chains through a process of translation. The process of translation takes place inside the cytoplasm. The amino acid chains are then later on folded to make certain proteins. By this we can say that the DNA makes the RNA and the RNA makes the proteins. Now let's talk about the occurrence of RNA. RNA is found inside the nucleolus and the ribosome. It is also freely found in the cytoplasm and exists in some organelles such as mitochondria and chloroplast. RNA also acts as a hereditary material in some animal and plant viruses. Structure of RNA. RNA is a single-stranded molecule. The 5-carbon sugar present inside the backbone of RNA is ribose sugar. The 4 nitrogenous bases that pair up in RNA are cytosine, guanine, adenine and uracil. The 3 major types of RNA, depending upon their function and role in the cell, are messenger RNA, which is known as mRNA, that carries the information from the DNA to the ribosomes. The second type of RNA is the transfer RNA, which is known as tRNA. It transfers the amino acids from the cytoplasm to the ribosomes. And the third type of RNA is the ribosomal RNA, which is known as rRNA. It, along with certain proteins, makes up the subunits of ribosomes. Messenger RNA, which is known as mRNA, as its name suggests, it is the message carrier. Messenger RNA carries the messages from the DNA to the ribosomes where the proteins are synthesized. The messenger RNA basically, it serves as an intermediate between the DNA, which is present inside the nucleus, and the ribosomes, which are present inside the cytoplasm. If you look here in this diagram, we can see that the DNA is a double helical structure which has 2 strands that are anti-parallel to each other. The DNA is unwound at a certain place and the single strand is taken as a template. The single strand of DNA is taken as a template and the information on that template strand is copied into messenger RNA. The messenger RNA is synthesized through a process of transcription. And the process of transcription takes place inside the cell nucleus. After the messenger RNA is synthesized, it is transported into the cytoplasm to take the information from the DNA to the ribosomes. So, by this we can say that the messenger RNA is the message carrier of the DNA. It accounts for 5% of the total RNA present in the cell. Transfer RNA. Transfer RNA transfers amino acids from the cytoplasm to the ribosomes where the amino acids are assembled to form long polypeptide chains which are then later on folded to make certain proteins. Transfer RNA helps in decoding the messenger RNA sequence into proteins through a process called translation. The transfer RNA molecule has a clover leaf structure. It has 4 arms present in it. the D arm, the TC arm, the amino acceptor arm, and the anticodon arm. The amino acid acceptor arm carries the amino acids, whereas the anticodon arm has 3 anticodon nucleotides which will join with the complementary codon in the messenger RNA during protein synthesis. The messenger RNA will bind at this anticodon arm. In the cell, we have 20 different types of amino acids, so we must need 20 different types of transfer RNA for carrying those different amino acids. The amino acids are then arranged and attached, resulting in long polypeptide chains. The third type of RNA is the ribosomal RNA. Ribosomal RNA is a type of non-coding RNA. It accounts for 80% of the cellular RNA. The ribosomal RNA is never translated into protein itself. Ribosomal RNA combines with certain proteins and enzymes in the cytoplasm to form the ribosomes. And we know that the ribosomes are the sites for protein synthesis. The complex structures travel along the messenger RNA. This is a ribosome and this is the messenger RNA. The ribosomes are the complex structure that travel along the messenger RNA molecule during translation, and they facilitate the assembly of long chains of amino acids which are then later unfolded to make proteins. Apart from the primary role of RNA, that is the protein synthesis, the RNAs now are known to have some other functions and some other varieties too. For example, ribozymes. RNAs are now known to adopt a complex tertiary structure which acts as a biological catalyst. There are some regulatory RNAs present inside the cell too, which are involved in regulation of gene expression such as microRNA, small interfering RNA and antisense RNA. Small nuclear RNA, snRNA, converts the pre-messenger RNA into mature messenger RNA. It plays a very important role in spliceosomes that edit messenger RNA. Then there is another type of RNA which is the circular RNA. It is a non-coding RNA that is produced through the back splicing of messenger RNA. So by this we can conclude that RNA has a very important role in the functioning of the life. Both coding and non-coding RNAs play a very important role in functioning of the cell.